How much time we got? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on in. Come on in. My hair is not cooperating with this humidity, but it is what it is. We're going to make it do what it do. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Breakthrough Zone. This is Coach Sybil Kears, and we're here for our Monday Mindset Live training session. And I'm grateful that to be able to share some information on today. Hi, Prophet. How you doing? Thank you for joining. All right, so my goal is to not be before you long. That's the preacher in me talking. But anyway, my goal is to not be here before you long, just to drop enough nuggets that you could take with you and try to do some self-improvement. Because for 2022, we're all about moving forward. We're all about being prepared. We're all about staying ready so you won't waste time getting ready. And so we have to do some inner workings in order to make sure that those things around us are working in our favor, right? So the topic that I have been led to talk about is building self-confidence, okay? So the angle that I'm going to bring it to you is going to be something unique, but as you take this journey with me, this walk with me as we talk about this topic, you get to evaluate yourself and where you are, okay? Some people's idea of self-confidence means someone is cocky, may come off as arrogant, self-serving, just all about them. But honestly, that's not what self-confidence truly is, okay? It's actually very humbling to be confident within yourself, because it means that in your humility, you understand that you're going to make mistakes and you're okay with that. You're confident that you will still be able to be who you are in your original design, in whatever way your maker created you to be, okay? And so with that being said, we have to understand that what triggers someone to have low self-confidence is really in the mindset, okay? It's what do you perceive about yourself? I'll put it this way. Who do you think you are that's holding you back from who you should be? Sometimes who we think we are hinders us from becoming who we're supposed to be. Who you think you are basically is based on your self-confidence, okay? Because, it's not what you think you're not, it's what you think you are. Do you think you are a failure? Do you think that you're a late bloomer? Do you think that you're incapable? Okay, who do you think you are that's holding you back from being who you were truly created to be? All right? So anything dealing with something negative, we have to figure out where is our mindset when it comes to something negative. So bear with me. The human brain cannot comprehend the negative. So you may have made a face, because when I first heard it, I made a face. Like, what do you mean? We have negativity all the time. The human brain cannot comprehend the negative. It's incapable, okay? You cannot tell the human brain not to do something, all right? I'll give you an example. Do not think of a cat. What did you do? You thought of a cat. Telling your brain not to do something it doesn't process, okay? That processor does not work. So that's why it's so important that we understand where our mindset is. Because a lot of times when we're trying to get somewhere or accomplish something, we're often telling ourselves what we're not going to do. We're not going to give up, right? We're not going to stop. But in actuality, doing that triggers something in our brain that we start to reinforce the negative before we affirm the positive, okay? So I was listening to Simon Sinek, and he gave an example about skiers. If you're skiing and you're going through trees, right? When you're skiing and you got these trees coming at you at how many miles per hour, in your mind, your first instinct is say, don't hit the trees, don't hit the trees, don't hit the trees. But what you're conditioning your mind to do is to focus on the trees, okay? And that lets you know that you cannot tell your brain not to do something. What you should be saying is stay on the path, stay on the path, stay on the path, stay on the trail, stay on the snow, okay? Because now you're no longer focusing on the obstacle, you are focusing on the goal, which is to stay away from the trees ultimately. But you cannot tell your brain don't hit the trees. Because what you're going to look at is for the trees. And the trees will become bigger than the path. But when you tell yourself, stay on the path becomes bigger than the trees. The goal becomes bigger than the obstacle. Okay? So when we reinforce things that we put in the negative, it causes us to focus on the negative connotation of whatever it is we're saying to ourselves. Okay? So in other words, our minds has to reinforce the negative by focusing on the cat. When I told you, don't think about the cat. It had to focus on that object in order to figure out how not to think about it. But in essence, you were thinking about it. All right? So that's why I wanted to talk about how this applies to your self-confidence. Self-confidence is built through accomplishments, okay? It's not about how you look. It's not about any of those physical attributes, okay? That may help your self-esteem, but your confidence in your ability to be proficient, efficient, and effective comes from your confidence within yourself to achieve a certain goal, to achieve a task, to complete a task, okay? Do you feel capable? Do you feel equipped to do what you say you set out to do? Do you feel equipped or capable of accomplishing said goal? Okay, so if you don't, then you will find yourself having a negative thought that ultimately you think is trying to encourage you to do something, but it is discouraging you. It causes self-doubt. It's a self-defeating thought. Okay, so most of the time, what hinders someone's self-confidence is one thing: procrastination. It's what you think of yourself. And you think that you are someone that has enough time that you can procrastinate from doing what you're supposed to do. You think that you have enough time to put off what you need to do now, right? I read somewhere that procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God owes you another opportunity to do what you already had time to do. Now, if you know that you have certain goals you would like to accomplish, be it in a job, your career path, in ministry, whatever the journey, if you know that you're trying to get to another level, what made you think that you had enough time to do it, that you could put it off instead of pursuing it right now? Something inside of you said, I could wait, or I could try it later, or you may even think you weren't equipped or capable of doing that, okay? You have to change your focus on getting things done, not procrastinating, all right? Self-confidence is built through accomplishment. So instead of you saying, I can't do this or that, you need to start saying, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep doing that. In spite of the obstacles, in spite of the things that may step in your way. Let me tell you, that saying that there's more than one way to skin a cat is true. But you have to know that at the end of the day, it is up to you to keep going. Okay? And you cannot say to yourself, I will not give up. Because your brain is now thinking about giving up. You cannot say, I will not stop, because your brain is not thinking about stopping. You have to turn that negative into affirmative. You have to tell yourself, I will keep going. I will accomplish this. I will move forward. We're not going to talk about the negative. We have to make it affirmative. It has to be an affirmation that you are speaking over yourself as you pursue the completion of whatever goal you set. And as you accomplish those things, as you see yourself, whatever goal you set and you've done it, no matter how big or small, if you set out to do some organizing and you've completed that task for the day, guess what? Your confidence was just built, because now you have confidence in yourself to accomplish yet another task. Okay. Now, when you don't do it, when you look at things like the whole gamut of whatever you're trying to do, for example, losing weight, like that is like the most difficult thing to do, right? For some people. And then you look at where you want to be, what ideal weight you want to be. And then you got to look at what all it takes to get there. And sometimes it can be overwhelming. And when you look at that overwhelming feeling, you're going to start telling yourself all the things you can't do in order to achieve that goal, which is actually the opposite of what you should do. I can't drink sodas anymore. I can't eat sweets. I can't do this and I can't do that. The whole time your brain is focusing on the things that you say you can't do. And that's why you have those cravings. That's why you have this urge. That's why you're like, okay, if I just drink this little sip of soda, it's just half a cup. It's less than what I usually drink. We start making excuses that will hinder us from reaching the weight loss goal. But instead, we should say, instead of saying, I can't drink any more sodas, I'm only going to drink water. See how that works? Instead of saying, I can't have fried food, you're going to say, I am only eating grilled food. Instead of saying, I can't have sweets, I will eat more fruits and vegetables. You see what I'm saying? That will trigger your brain to start focusing on eating fruits and vegetables versus that piece of cake you're trying to tell your brain not to do. Okay. And as you complete those small tasks, as you complete those accomplishments, you will find your confidence being boosted. That's why it's so imperative that we don't confuse esteem with confidence. Having esteem is one thing, but having confidence in yourself means that I'm capable. I believe that I'm capable of accomplishing some things. Okay. I once read somewhere that confidence isn't about walking into a room wondering if everybody's going to like you. It's about walking into the room and not caring if they don't, because you're confident in yourself. And that's where we need to find ourselves to be, okay? So think about something that you've consciously or subconsciously said you can't do, be it weight loss, starting a new business, writing a book, getting organized, getting promoted on your job, finding a job, whatever it may be, whatever it is that you have made a commitment that you want to do, but somehow you said, I can't. Something in reference to it, you said, I can't. And find a way to make that can't a can or will. All right? Like I said, maybe you look at the full gamut of what it would take to complete the project and you feel overwhelmed, but if your initial response is that I can't do this in order to achieve that, for example, if it pertains to a promotion, okay, well, in order for me to get promoted, I can't hang around such and such anymore, or I can't do this in order to get that. That type of thinking has to stop today, because it's killing your confidence and it's killing your ability to move forward. You need to change it to, I will do this. I will apply for the job. I will prepare myself for the interview. I will study. I will, versus what you ain't or can't do. Okay. We have to really start using these affirmations. Affirmations is not just, I will be successful. I will have a lot of money. I will be wealthy. All that's great and fine. But the mental mindset of negative thoughts in our mind has to have some type of counterproductivity where it's more of a positive affirmation, so that we can trick our brains to stop being the thing we're using to hinder us from being confident in ourselves to move forward. Okay? It's game over for self-defeating thoughts for 2022. We've already learned that the mind cannot comprehend the negative. So be cognizant and intentional about changing your thoughts from negative to affirmative. We don't say, I won't give up, because like I said, all you're focused on is the giving up part of that statement. Instead, say, I will keep going. I will keep doing this. I will stay on track. I will stay on the path. I will take a walk. I will go to the gym. You're not going to tell yourself what you're not going to do, but instead affirm what you are going to do. And that will help you get to the next level. That will help you build your confidence enough to get to the next level, okay? If you're starting a new business and you need to network, but you're not a people person, you cannot sit here and say, I have this new opportunity, but I don't like to talk to people. No. We're not going to do that. What we're going to say is, I will learn to improve my communication skills. I will learn how to speak to people. I will engage with people. I will put myself out there. No longer will you focus on what you don't and can't do, because the don't and can't do is killing your self-confidence. Without your self-confidence, you will not take the next step. You will not take that leap forward. You will not be able to move into the things that you are being called to do. You will not walk in your purpose, because your mind is going to be triggered to tell you all the things that you're saying you want to avoid, and you're going to focus on those obstacles instead of the goal. For 2022, commit to yourself to focus more on the goal instead of the obstacles. Not saying the obstacles will not come, they will. But how you handle it will determine how you get over it, around it, under it, through it, however you got it through. Do it. That's what you're going to focus on. So when you find yourself, and it's going to be, it's second nature for us to think about that. Especially, I reference into weight loss a lot, dieting. You're telling yourself everything you can't have, and it's so hard to avoid it because your mind is focused on that, right? So what can you write down for yourself, or what can you make a mental note for yourself that instead of saying what you can't, what can you do? I can eat more home cooked meals instead of saying I won't have any more fast foods. Okay, think about those things. Think about those things and be intentional so that you can write these things down for yourself, so that you can actually make a actual attempt to counteract any of those negative thoughts. Okay, and when you don't fully realize you're doing it, tell yourself what I said earlier. Don't think about a cat, and see how often a cat will pop in your head. Okay, if you tell yourself not to do something, your brain will automatically not comprehend anything negative. All right, so start thinking of ways to be positive, affirming those things that you are going to do. Like I said, we've gotten into this affirmation thing where we're talking about being wealthy and all that stuff. Affirmations could be something as simple as I will eat more healthy. I will incorporate a better diet. I will eat home cooked meals. I will do more meal prepping. I will study for my promotion. I will engage more. I will read the word more. I will attend this. I will invest in myself. I will, instead of I don't and what I can't. All right. So if this was a blessing to you, please drop a comment. Let me know. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay for me so I know that you came through after the fact. But listen, the content is here. I'm putting it out there. I made a commitment to be here every Monday at 9 a.m. Spread the word. Let people know. Share the video as you see fit. But prayerfully, this will help someone turn that negative into a positive picture. That's what we're here to do. Shout out to Lauryn Hill, because that's my favorite line. But much love and success. God bless. Thank you all for joining. And we'll see you next Monday at the Breakthrough Zone. This is Coach Sybil Kearse, and I'm signing out.